we interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Hey everybody, it's Joel from Talkn Toys, and we're doing another figure review. Today I've got Masters of the Universe King Hiss from the Origins line. So let's sit back, relax, and let's check this figure out. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is go ahead and take a look at the packaging. So I've got King Hiss inside the package here. We've got this new sticker here for the Snake Man. Of course, it's going to be part of the Rise of Snake Man line for the Masters of the Universe Origins. We have his name on there, King Hiss, dreadful disguised leader of the Snake Men. Change into seething mass of serpents, modern play or modern posing retro play. We have his accessories here, including his staff and his shield, which the original came with, and then we have an updated design for his seething snake or seething mass of serpents. At the top here, we do have the packaging art for King Hiss. We do have the new Masters of the Universe logo with the Snake Men or Rise of the Snake Men addition to it, so very nice. Of course, this is a deluxe figure in the line, so when we go to the back, we've got the instructions to change him out from his human disguise to his seething mass of snakes. I don't think the lisp on that was really intentional. I think it was just kind of an accident, but if it sounded good, I'm gonna go with it. And then of course we have this picture with him in his shield and staff. All the characters that are going to be in this line. The new story for Rise of the Snake Men. If you want to check it out or read it, you can pause it. Hopefully it'll pick up all right. And then of course we have the comic book art, or not the comic book, the art for the character here. And of course he's shown with Snake Armor He-Man from the 200X or 2000X storyline, and we've got Snake Tila in the background there, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna look forward to seeing her show up. But yeah, that's the packaging. So let's get this bad boy out and take a look and see what we got. Okay, so we've got King Hiss out of the package, and just take a quick look at some of the things that come in the package before we look at the figure here. So I'm gonna set him aside. Of course, first we have the comic book. Same comic book that comes with Thunder Punch He-Man, so no change there. He does have his shield. Comes in red. No depth to the snake design on here, so it's just very matte red. And then of course he has a little clip so you can add the shield to his wrist. That would have been actually a neat thing for Thunder Punch He-Man instead of the little handle there. That way he could hold this shield and sword. But that's hindsight for me. So and me armchair quarterbacking. You can twist this piece, so you can kind of have the shield set a little differently if you want. You can go like that, and just have it on the side, or you could go like that. So options, and options are good. We have his staff. It comes in that lime green. Again, not a lot of detail to it, just straight matte lime green. But very much reminiscent of the Origins staff. I'm not sure how it relates to in size. I want to say that the staff feels bigger, but I was not able to dig up my King Hiss vintage figure, so I cannot compare it right now. That figure is just deep in storage right now. So, and then of course, this is the thing I've been looking forward to, is the snake gimmick. As you know, with the vintage, they had to put his arms over the snakes, and of course you had the two pieces for the head and chest. So I like it. I like the fact that they have built off on this. And as I recall, they did something similar with the Classics line, where you could switch out the body parts. So I feel like this actually is just a callback to that. And I'm actually very thrilled with it. That way I don't have to deal with, what did I do with the arm cover for the left arm, or something like that. So the snakes have red eyes, but it is just that matte yellow. Again, you do have some articulation on the wrist, or I guess at what would be the wrist, but is the neck of the snake. And then of course you have the peg here, so you can get the arms to come in and out. But we'll look at changing it out here in just a second. And then you have his actual snake head. Again, matte yellow. Not a lot of detail here. As far as, it's not that there's not a lot of detail. You can actually see it molded on. Just not a lot of depth to the head as far as coloration goes. I'd probably pick up a second one and just test adding a little bit of, dry brushing to it to see if I can get some depth. Mouth has that pink, tongue red, teeth are white. The eyes are red with yellow in there. Let's get a closer look at that. And then of course you have the little post underneath, or a port for the post underneath the head there. So let's set these aside. Let's take a quick look at the human disguise for King Hiss. First and foremost, we'll look at the head. Now, nice thing about this is that you do get the neck movement. You can spin it a full 360. The vintage, of course, the chest and head were all one piece. Well, two pieces, but it was all solid. You couldn't move his head. Very limited articulation because of the gimmick at the time. Everything comes in kind of a dark green. Again, no accent or depth colors as far as the green goes. You have a very nice silver paint around the neck here, a green snake symbol for the snakeman. His eyes, he has a mask, and then the eyes are just white with a little bit of black paint in there for the pupils. You do have the snake design, or for like scale design across his entire body there, just to mimic the fact that he is a snake person. The chest piece is a soft plastic. So not hard at all, definitely not a problem for me. The waist has some silver paint for the belt. You do have a twist here. Of course, and go back to the arms, you can get the full T-pose there. This hand, you do get the full 360 for the shoulders. Elbows bend, wrist spins. You do have a bend in the wrist as well. One open hand. So you get that why I oughta look to it. I oughta. I used to have this friend who used to say, it's gonna sound so bad, watch me get canceled for this. It's an open hand. This side is for caressing, and this side is for correcting. So whenever he's fighting He-Man, he's got that open hand going on, and he can, just slap him, just pimp him, give him a little stank right there, while he's not in snake form. So just bring it on, stank. So, and then of course when he's talking to Cobra Khan or Rattler, he could be like, "Oh, aren't you so cute?
You little punum there."
So, whatever. I don't know what snake men do, on their downtime. And I don't know what King Hiss does in his downtime. I mean, hey, it's his time. So, let's go back to the rest of the figure here. He's got scaly undies. So, that chafes.
Oh, that's going to chafe my willy.
And then, of course, he's got the red, or I'm sorry, the green for the rest of the leg there, and then brown boots. And the mold for the boots are actually rather plain. I don't remember that being the case on the retro figure. Again, I don't have it with me to compare, but plain brown. He's got the bend in the knee. He can bring his leg up yay far, yay back. We can get the splits to that degree. The ankles do bend up, down, and all around, side to side. You can go side to side. You spin those bad boys all the way around. I wouldn't be surprised if there's snakes down here in his boots.
There's a snake in my boot.
So we got that. And of course, that's straight orange for the gloves. But that's his human side. To change him, you have to lift the arms up, and then you've got the little hooks here on the side, or little, I guess hooks, whatever you want to call it. I'm having vocabulary issues today. And then you just pop those out, like y'all. There you go, pop that off. And then you also need to take the head off. So once you do that, you've got the chest off. You can see on the inside, you've got a snake here that's wrapped around. Very difficult to see, but it's there with the molding. And then you have a couple of snake heads underneath his armpits. So, you know, when you don't want to stink, put a snake under your arm. No, don't do that. That's actually a bad idea. So, and as we all know, we don't take those kind of ideas from me seriously. So if anyone messages me that they heard me say put a snake under your arm so you don't stink, and they get bit or hurt or something like that, you've been warned. That was a joke, sir, or madam, or whatever. Don't come blaming me for making a bad decision. I'm an idiot, so don't take my word for anything. The arms, of course, are going to come out, and we'll pull the arms out there, and we'll go ahead and add in his snake arms. I like this. This is not limited to the size of the arms. I mean, if you were to look and compare his human arm to his snake arm, you've got some serious reach past that. Like, it looks, it's almost like having a whole new figure as far as the arms and stuff go. And I like that. I like the fact that this is not limited to what was left of his human form, like the vintage is. So now you got some, got some movement there. And then, of course, we'll put his head on. How cool is that? I mean, I'm actually very impressed with the snake form. Very impressed. I'm trying to see if I can get him to stand. I like this. This looks so much better, in my opinion, than the vintage figure does. Now, that's not to knock the vintage figure, because at the time, I mean, that was a good figure at the time. So, but to bring this back and then be able to update it like this is just awesome. I like it a lot. You can look at the back here real quick, and he's got the scales and stuff, but you don't get a lot of extra detail. Again, just depth stuff. If I had to have a complaint here, just, like a little whatever, maybe an elbow bend, at least on one of the snakes. That way you can get some straight extension, like the snake is trying to, you can get it to try to, bite the opponent, instead of just being low or just being like this, where you're not going to quite get, a striking move. I mean, you probably, punch them. But if you had a straight snake where you bend it out and go straight, you probably could get a nice action pose out of that, especially if you like doing battle scenes and stuff. So that's my complaint. That's as far as I'm going to go on that part. And I'm going to bring out the ruler. And we're going to bring him up here. So with the snake head, you're actually getting just about 6 1/4 inches of height, I think. Let's see. Let me bring this over here. Right there. Yeah, just about 6 1/4 inches with the snake head. So he's going to be much taller. We can bring Thunder Punch He-Man out here. You can see that there is going to be a height difference between the two. I almost feel like this needs to be a scene from Ghost. They're making pottery with this. But yeah, there you go. But yeah, that's the snake form, and just kind of give you an idea of his height. Now that we've got King Hiss back in his human form, let's take a look at how the accessories apply. So again, we'll just bring the shield back out here, and we can clip it to his wrist. You can have it this way again. You can turn it however you wish. I think for right now, I'm just going to leave the shield like this. I think it just kind of sits better, in my opinion. And then, of course, you have his staff, and then you have him there. So overall, those are your accessories for him in human form. I still feel like the snake staff is bigger now than it was before. And I think that shield is a little bit more elongated too, because I feel like the shield is more like Too Bad shield from the vintage, where it was a little bit more triangularly, but not that long. I don't know shapes, man. I've been out of school since, you know, Moses walked to the earth, so I don't know shapes anymore. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at his height here in human form. So at 5 3/4. So there's about a 1/2 inch difference between the snake head and the human head when you have them in either form, to give or take. And we'll just go ahead and put Thunder Punch next to him. As you see, they're very much similar in height. So you got that there. Kind of a nice thing to do is, you know, you can change your arm out and have a snake there. So, you know, on those nights when King Hiss is feeling lonely and no one's there to understand him, he'll bring out his little friend here, and he could whisper sweet nothings in his ear, like, you know, "Hey baby, what you wearing?" And King Hiss could be like, "Dummy, look at me, you know what I'm wearing. You're me," you know. So it's your fan fiction, go with it. I don't know. And that's my review of King Hiss from the Origins line, Masters of the Universe. I really dig in the figure. I like the updates that they've made to this figure to make it more in line with a lot of the articulation that we've become accustomed to over the years, with still remaining true to the overall look. The changes that were made are very positive changes. I'm very happy with them. I think it serves the figure well, especially in this line. And, you know, you get a little bit of customization out of it as far as the snake parts go. You know, you don't have to have the human head. You could put the snake head on there and have the human arms, or you could have 2 snake arms and the human head and that chest piece. Whatever you want to do. It's your figure. Definitely one of those figures where if I had to give it a score, because I always do in all my reviews, out of 10, I would say this is easily a 9.5 for me. I want to thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for new videos. And you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you on the next review.
Until we meet again.